Okay, so I've been all smiles right here in the studio, Click Naija studio, and I've been having a good laugh with this gentleman right beside me. So his name is Mr. Okolieaboh Araka, and he is a certified management consultant. So you know how to manage people.
Sure.
That's why you've been making us laugh here.
That's my calling.
All right, my name is Eyitayo, and the lady beside me is Annette, Eyitayo Bodea, who is a business manager. Welcome, Annette. Good to have you again. You know, we had you the last time we had a Click Naija and you spoke a lot. Your memory is still here, and all the things you said, and how passionate you are about youth getting involved in and things that involve Nigeria. Thank you for coming to join us in this discussion.
Thank you for having me.
All right, the discussion today is youth ideas on how Ibori'S loot should be used. It's a controversial issue, and a lot of discussion is ongoing on this matter. After the fund or the UK government has said that the fund will be coming into Nigeria, people have been of the opinion that the federal government should retain these funds, and others are saying no, it should go to Delta State, the people who need the fund the most. So let's see how it goes. Now, the former Delta State Governor James Ibori'S was convicted by the court in the United Kingdom in 2012 over money laundering, conspiracy of fraud, and to forgery, which he pleaded guilty. Now, the United States or the United Kingdom government has resolved to return the sum of £4.2 million. That is about 2.2 billion naira, recovered from his friends and family members abroad. Now, this development has elicited mixed reactions on where the money should go. We'd like to hear your opinion on what you think should be done with the money. Should the federal government retain the money, or should it return to Delta State? Okay, and following what the Attorney General said over this matter, that the funds will be used to construct for projects happening in Nigeria, especially the Niger Delta project.
Niger Bridge.
Niger
Second
Bridge.
Niger Bridge.
So what do you think about his stance on this matter?
That's a very, very, sincere and honest, opinion or stand to be taken. The aims for the utilization of the recovered funds, it's within the purview of the federal government of Nigeria through the policy they have called VOARAS, that's Volunteer Offshore Asset Recovery Scheme. And from that scheme, the government has come out to say, hey, we're channeling part of these funds to the development or the completion of Section Niger Bridge. And if you check the economic impact of that terrain, if you check the utilization of that bridge, Onitsha market, so to say, it's one of the largest markets. So in Nigeria today, take it or you leave it, it's a very large market when it comes to the West African region, second to Kano. Onitsha market, it's one market that, people from all walks of life, from Sokoto, from Kano, Kaduna, all part of the north. When you hear, I know I can, at the point we did an intelligence gathering on the trailers of tomatoes, peppers, foodstuff generally, that comes into Onitsha on a monthly basis, you'll be shocked.
So, the bridge.
Research, the bridge is
the Niger Delta people, they stand to benefit, don't you think?
Sure, the whole nation will benefit. It's a project that will benefit the whole nation. It's not about the Onitsha people. It's not about the Anambra people. It's not about the Delta people alone. It's about the nation. It's a bridge that links from the northern Nigeria to Calabar, through Onitsha, Owerri, down to Port Harcourt, then East-West Road.
So you have the sense that the federal government should retain the money and use it for this project?
Sure.
Okay.
If they so wish, if that is...
that is what they want to do. The AGM has already said that.
Of course, but there should be sincerity of purpose.
Okay, we'll get to that sincerity of purpose. So hold that thought. But to you, Annette, what do you think about the stance of the AGF, the Attorney General of the Federation, saying that the money will be used for projects in Nigeria instead of returning it to Delta State government? Well,
I don't even know what's about it because I was reading and what I found out was that when it happened in Plateau and Bayelsa, the money was sent back to the states.
Mhm.
So why is Delta's different? Why do they want to keep the money and use it for projects all around Nigeria and not return it back to the corporate, Delta State corporate? It was taken from Delta State corporate. He stole it when he was in power, right, as a governor. So it
Mhm.
should be returned back to Delta State corporate as it was done for the Plateau State and for the Bayelsa State. So what is good for the goose should also be good for the gander. I don't know why they want to do something different this time around.
Some people will argue that, when you have money and you give your child money to spend, and then the child misuses it or uses it to do whatever he likes, and when the time comes and you recover the money back, you don't give back the child the money that he misused. You decide to, okay, let me do this myself and make sure the money is well used.
Well,
What do you think of that?
if you say it in that way, I would say you would be punishing the child. I think already he rooted. This has been since like his tenure ended since 2007,
Mhm.
right? And the money is recovered. Delta State apparently have a lot of infrastructures to put in place. They have their roads are not good. They have other things to do. So, and if the governor, even I even read on BBC that even Elumelu spoke about it, and a lot of people are coming out to talk about it. That's mean Delta State is in need of money. So why not just send the money back to them? And moreover, this 4.2 million pounds is just the tip of the iceberg of what he stole.
But it's good money.
But it's
It's
good
good
money,
money
you see.
to
So why
do a
not
lot of
send
projects in Nigeria.
this to back to the Delta State corporate? Let them use it to develop themselves, and whatever you recover afterwards, you can keep it for your for the
Who will
Nigerian.
watch that the money, or make sure that the
Because
money
when I
is
read it and I
well
saw, I
utilized?
felt like I don't know, but I feel like if this comes back to Nigeria and they allocate, they want they, that's if these projects they're taking is actually true,
Hmm.
right? If
Hmm.
there's actually going to be accountability for this project, fine. But if not, I have a feeling, or I don't know, I just thought that this money should be returned where it was taken.
Okay.
If not, you will have misappropriation, mismanagement, probably even if it is sent back to the
Your answer.
Delta State. But I feel that the people of Delta State needs it because I'm sure after that much money was looted, they actually went how do I say it, a little bit down on their funding and everything. So I think they actually need this money to actually come back on some major infrastructure developments and other developments that have to come up in Delta State.
Okay, we have a young man who is going to Comrade, who is going to be joining us via online also. So he's not right here in the studio with us, but we would like to take him now and hear his opinion about what the money, the looted funds, when they come into Nigeria, what should it be used for, or where should it go? The federal government or the state government, Delta State government. Let's hear from him. Okay, welcome, Comrade Al-Mustapha. Comrade Al-Mustapha is Abdullahi. Yes. It's good to have you. I see you are in a vehicle, but it's okay. You're a
Yeah,
youth. You can share
yeah,
your
yeah,
ideas.
please.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, good morning, Nigerian. Good morning, everybody in the studio. I think the topic today is a very unique one, a very sound discussion today, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Thank you.
Um, First of all, the money you can describe it in a way where the vultures is gathered to eat the carcass.
Hmm.
Because the carcass is lifeless. Because
Mm-hmm.
the money now is lifeless.
Mm-hmm.
Because the data government denied the money then the people at the center now believe that the money need to be in their circulation within them, maybe be in the control of it. But the issue is that you need to look up to. You should ask yourself, all the recovered loot by Magu, where is it? Who has accounted for it? Why are they so interested of keeping the money of whatever second Niger bridge? The second Niger bridge is a concern. To easy to build second Nigeria is a fraud. It's a criminal offense. You can't said where
But
if you are talking about
this project is ongoing. You can't say it's a
that
it
is,
is
let me
ongoing.
tell you, it's
A
ongoing. Are
timeline
you
has been
waiting?
given.
Are you waiting? Are you waiting for the Ibori route to complete the ongoing project?
No.
The
So
Ibori
what do
route,
you
is it
think?
from they looted from the federal government at the top? It's from the state. The money should go back to the state. Where the
So when
Naija
it
Delta
goes
people are
back,
suffering of quality water, where the lack of infrastructure, what is the government saying? Let's call a spade a spade. They believe that the money is now lifeless, so they have to be in charge of it. No, every Nigerian need to open eye. We need to be sincere with ourselves. The money should go back to the state. Take care of the people. The federal government can set a committee to monitor it, how they use the money in the state. It's not, they can't be in charge of that money. Let the money go back to the state where it was looted from. That is the
all
right
right.
thing to do.
Okay, but Mr. Araka here was saying, talking about the policy in place where monies returned go back to the federal government. It is in the law, and so Mr. Araka, how would you react to what he just said? His own stance on this.
You know, that's his opinion. That's his
Yes.
perception.
Mhm.
You know,
Okay, we'll get back to you, Comrade. When the
that's
network is.
you see, every human being is entitled to his opinion, entitled to his perception and understanding. But you also, in your attempt to gather knowledge, gather the understanding, that's a compliance and non-compliance matter. So there are procedures. The federal government, to start with, Delta State government had not laid claim on it. Delta State government said their money it's not even missing.
So if they said that, why should it return to them?
That's the question. That's why I like to look at things from the thesis to the antithesis. You need to look at every coin has two sides. You need to look at the both sides of the coin. This government, this is a state government loot. I don't like it when they call it Ibori'S loot or no. This is the Delta people's money. It's money made for the development of the people of Delta State. The direct victims of this money are the poor people of Delta State. Sister,
So what do you think? What do you think the money should be used for?
It's not about what I think now.
Because we need ideas.
Hold on.
As a young person, with all of your opinions,
I agree.
Where should the money? It should come back to the federal government, you said. So what should the government use
There are
it
processes.
for? And what are those processes?
There are processes. There are procedurals. You know, Nigerians, we don't like going through the books. We don't like going through the processes. You don't go to the court now and start swearing out to my Lord, I swear to God, no be me to am.
You're out of our frame.
No.
You have to bring yourself back in.
You know, you don't swear, you don't go to court and say, my lordship. It's based on evidence on ground, circumstantial facts, empirical dialectics. It's not assumption. It's not what I think or what should not be. No. Look at the Constitution. There is such thing about, there is what is called exclusive list. There is what is called concurrent list. There is what is called residual list. And the Constitution is clear that any issue bordering around the concurrent list must be looked into carefully between the state and the federal government. And that of the federal government will always prevail. But to prevail that, the federal government already has a policy that I can't remember exactly, but I know there is a policy in place. It's a new one that says all offshore voluntary offshore asset recovery should go to the federal government coffers. This is federal government policy. Hold on.
So
this is federal government policy. Sorry. Now the government is saying, the British government, the UK government, we're talking global. This is a global station. It's not about what we think locally. We're talking about what the world thinks about Nigeria. In a time like this, we're here talking about unemployment. We're talking about human capital development. We're talking about investors coming in. With this kind of situation, with these things, what we're discussing, is that how investors will now come in?
Let me hear from Annette. Annette, what do you think about this issue? government getting the funds, what should they do with it? You have the opinion that it should go back to the Delta State government. So when it gets back to them, what should the money be used for, and how should they utilize it to be able to make a mark with it?
Well, I feel Delta has a lot of areas that are lacking, right? So they can.
What are some of those areas?
Education, potable water, infrastructure, health. Those are areas that are very important. You understand? When it comes to education is very important. When it comes to water is, people can live on water even if there's no food. You know that, right? So water is very important. For there to be potable water, it's important. And also normalized infrastructures like healthcare, access to healthcare, access to good roads, you understand, that kind of thing. So I think they need the money to do that, and also to also come up with other areas, because they've been they are known as a source of oil, right? So they have suffered a lot of damages. Let's be frank. They and the states surrounding them, so they have suffered a lot of damages over the years and over time and everything. So it's taking time for them to come back to the state they're supposed to be in, because if oil is in your midst, normally you're supposed to be buoyant state, but they have more poor masses than I can even think of. So this money has to come back. I feel it's supposed to go back to them so that they can attack these situations that are eating up.
But that's sort of Delta State government get their own. They have different sources of revenue, and also they get money from the federal government.
But every government has
this young man. Comrade asked a question. Comrade asked a fundamental question. He said, "Do we need this recovered funds to complete second Naija?" The question is no. Do we need? Sorry?
Why do they want to use it for that? Because the project is ongoing, as you said.
But the money has to be used for something.
The money has to be
used. They have identified an area where there is a problem or where there is a lack. Using it for that is what the person in power is saying, or the person in government. But Comrade, welcome back. Let's hear from you. So the money goes to Delta State. What should it be used for? How should it be utilized in Delta State?
Like my sister said earlier, we are talking about where data are lacking of quality water, education, healthcare center that we don't have a quality. They don't have a quality healthcare. If we want to build a world standard hospital in Delta today with that money, is it a crime? If we want to give them a quality education, is it a crime? If we want to give them a quality water, is it a crime? All these are basic necessities that we all need. Every society, any society that is living in a conducive environment, need all these facilities we discuss here. Now the question is this: if money is stolen from my house, and now you said, I now say, oh, this money is not, it doesn't belong to me, but you are sure 100% that this money was stolen from my house, and it belonged to my household. I may deny it because of maybe unforeseen circumstance surrounding it. That okay, if I should say, oh, I'm the owner of this money, they will come after me. But the truth is this: this money.
Denying that the money was never stolen from the account. Is that the case? The way you're narrating this?
Yes, because if the data deny it, and the federal government, if they want to run a transparent government, they should know that, oh, yes, they deny it, but the truth is that the money belongs to the data people. Forget about the government, like as my brother said, leave the government out of it. This looted money belongs to the society, the poor people. We have a rural area where they lack so many things that we can use this money for. But now you are telling us we want to use it to complete.
So this using for is what I needed to point out. What are those things apart from you mentioned
Naija what do I call it? No. Let them go ahead and use the money. This guy, the previous EFCC chairman. What's the name? Magu. The money recovered. They can use it to complete the second Naija. Moreover, they have never accounted for that money. We don't even know where is the money.
Okay, thank you for your opinion, Comrade. we'll get back to you again. All right. So Comrade is still on that position. Give it back to the Delta people, to Delta State government, and let them use it for whatever challenge they have in that region. But we have an issue with using money effectively for projects. So if you recall, in May 2020, $311 million was recovered from the U.S. as later Sani Abacha's loot. And the Nigerian government said it would go into completing infrastructure projects in the country. So do you think the money is being used for the said project, and how can they effectively use it and be held accountable when they say, oh, we're using this money for this? Okay, we hold them accountable as youths, as people of Nigeria, and that they complete what they have said or what they intend to do with it.
Thanks for that question. You see, that's something we look at when we're talking about governance. We're talking about management. Now, the aim, when it comes to good governance, there are indices, there are factors you look out for. You look out for integrity, which is character. You look out for honesty. You look out for transparency. You look out for accountability. You look out for grassroots participation, consensus agreement, rule of law, adherence to rule of law. We're talking about compliance to the rule of law. These loot have been sent in. Beyond the loot, remember, the cardinal point is IFF, illicit flow of funds. But it's more of illicit flow of resources. It's not just finances alone. And this is a sustainable development goal program. It's a global issue. It's not just Nigeria. These things go in form of capital flight. If you're a student of a global political economy, any which way fly capital leaves this shore, whether it is via corruption, via trade deficit, via tax evasion, any which way you have put it, that is illicit flow. Now, think about this. If we had implemented 70% of Nigerian budget as budgeted in the last 20 years, we would have met Millennium Development Goal. But due to corruption, self-hate that brought about underdevelopment, degradation, poverty, now we do ourselves.
So we have a question here from Okolieaboh. She's saying, is there a policy for how loot should be spent in Nigeria? Shouldn't there be? It's a vital question, I would say. What do you think about her?
Yeah, I think there should be, so that this kind of situations don't come up.
Yes, I think that is why we're having all of this.
Sorry, sister. You said this is a very fundamental question that she asked. There is a policy. That's what I was quoting. Whereas volunteer offshore asset recovery scheme. You see, government is about procedure.
You know, so many people don't know about
They are ignorant of the law. It's not an excuse now. Not be me go do research for you now.
You
go me. See, we talk Naija. Let's get down. We no pretend. You go court now. Say your thing laws. You go they swear to judge. Say my judge, I swear to God. Say na me get. No, you go show facts. Not the word Judge Judy. You go show facts. What are the records? What are the proofs? Now government is showing you a policy. This is how we do these things. Why didn't the UK government repatriate the money back to the state government? Why did she call the federal government to come and take this thing with the agency? Because there are procedures, there are international laws, there are international communities, there are ways they do things, there are procedures. We Nigerian youths have to go back to the drawing board. We need to go and educate ourselves well. When I mean education now, not just the four walls of university. This is a digital network. And I put more blame on Nigerian youths in diaspora.
Why would you put blame
because
on them?
with all they have learned, they left Nigerian university when we were being taught Fortran 7.7 as JS 100 computer appreciation. We're still being taught Fortran. We're still being taught computer appreciation the way they left it until today. Not even a way of giving back to the society in form of alumni association, in form of this, to give back to those societies, those universities we left the way they are. with all the knowledge. It's about transfer of knowledge. Remember, post-COVID-19 is a knowledge-based economy. And knowledge becomes commodity.
Okay, Annette.
Information, data quality management comes in.
Okay, hold on. On the data quality management, I know you're an expert in that field.
That's just the truth.
Okay, so Annette, on this issue, so some critics are questioning why the Fresh Fund is being put into the same project that has been in place even before money is coming. Yeah, so and previous of funds recovered from previous loots. The same project that they've put the monies into, you're still taking back the loot and putting into the same project. So when these questions crop up like this, what do you think should be done by the relevant authority?
When I started from the beginning, I said if the project makes sense and has accountability, then fine, we should go ahead with it. But in this case, when it comes to court rulings and repatriation is because the money was offshore, right? But this is in form of a restitution, right? We're doing a restitution. So is the money looted by James Ibori'S is being repatriated to Nigeria because it's offshore, but it's a restitution. Do you understand?
How? Have you taken out time to study these policies we're talking about?
I've actually taken out time to study, and apparently this is not the first time. This is the first time I'm seeing it like this, because there has been repatriations from the UK, same UK, in from loots in Plateau State, from loots in Bayelsa. Even if you remember the Paris Club issue, all the states that were involved in this Paris Club issue, the monies were restituted back to the states. The federal government didn't keep anything. The monies were restituted back.
Do you know the origin of Paris Club?
Wait, hold on. The Plateau route, it was sent back to Plateau from the UK, reported from the UK. Even Bayelsa's route was sent back to Bayelsa. Why is Delta State?
Was this law in place? Was this Buhari's law in place then?
See,
the law is the law.
The law is the law, but why is this different today?
No. See,
do you understand? It's called a restitution. Restitution is
sister. Why are laws made? Why are laws made?
Wait, calm down. But it's in the law that it's a restitution. Ibori'S is going to court. He's being sentenced to court to restitute for stealing from the Delta State. The Delta State people are the victims. So the money should be going to them because they're the victims. So the federal government cannot keep it.
They have,
and the project apparently has taken a lot of money. It won't benefit the federal government.
So this is not the federal government, the Delta people.
It will benefit the Delta people. This is not supposed. Come on, 101 routes. A lot of politicians have been caught, right? EFCC, chairmen on petroleum, and where has this money been going? Sometimes we have loots being repatriated that are not even accounted for. Why is this 4.2 million pounds so important for the federal government? Moreover, if you read further, you will see that this is not just the only money. There's 101 million pounds that is supposed to be repatriated. So why are they fixed on, okay, if you want to do the Naija Delta Bridge, wait for the remaining loot to be repatriated and then use it. But this money should go to the Delta State.
Now, it brings me to the next question that I have. Like, how about sharing the money? People are saying, okay, the federal government take half of it, or there should be a sharing pattern now. You hold on to maybe 50-60%, Delta State takes 40% to sort out their own domestic issues. Or what do you think about this idea?
You see, we still don't understand the government.
Make us understand.
No, we don't understand what government means. When I mean government,
these are ideas coming from Nigerians as the discussion progresses, as people are talking about.
You begin to agree with me that there is need for improved analytical reasoning. If you study the works of Taylor, scientific management, when he talks about the man, he talks about the character, he talks about common sense, which I call empirical dialectics. He talks about education. Now, what kind of education are we talking about here? Sister, development has to do with, like she rightly pointed out, quality education, health, food security, job security by the virtue of infrastructure and employment, defense. When you put all these things together,
security.
It means you are secured. It means you are developed. You get void of any of these things. na wahala, na problem. So we need to begin to think how we would contribute as youths towards the development of this country.
And that is why we're here with our ideas
how
as
would we
youths.
do it?
Hold
The
on,
best
hold on,
way to
Mr.
do it, one of the best ways to do it, like she said,
is
about
sensitization about the law, what the law says, like you said, and all of that. Thank you for giving us that insight on what the law says. Mr. Okolieaboh Araka is a certified management consultant, but we would like to hear from you what you think the government should do with the money that has been recovered. Should it return to the Delta State government, or it should stay with the federal government as they go into projects with it? But we also have a gentleman who is also joining us, Comrade Al-Mustapha Abdullahi. What are your final thoughts as we conclude? What do you think? What are those projects, impactful projects? I come at it again because it is vital that you name them. Give them ideas. Give the government ideas. The Delta State government, for instance, like you mentioned, on how they should spend this money, Comrade.
Like everybody, I think people, they have speak my mind right there. We are talking about data people that lack a quality education. This money can help to boost the education system in data. This money can help to develop and give them healthcare, good healthcare system, which should to benefit everybody in Niger Delta, down to the downtrodden, the poor masses there. This money can provide their food security. This money can help to boost their issue of what do I call it? Like you talk about sensitization, sensitize the people. So the money has so much to do with the data people that they are lacking of, that the government is aware of, that these people are lacking of this. We are talking about people that can't have a quality water, and we are still debating about this money, what they use this money for. This money it's not even enough to develop the data, the problem of data. We are talking about, if the government, what government should do is to maybe take some from Magulut and join the money and give them quality education. Moreover, anyway, if you want to talk about it, our income, what we generate, the oil from there is one of the states that is oil producing state in Nigeria. So what happened if you give them a very quality education? They will see, they have that sense that they have the feeling of the federal government, that the government actually care about them. That alone will reduce the issue of what we call insecurity in Niger Delta. Once they are having, then if you need information, everybody will like, no, this government is doing well. You give government information if anybody want to cause any crisis in the state. So we have a lot of things that you can use that money to do to avoid problem, to create a very enable environment, a good atmosphere for the society and the government and the Nigeria at large. So when we are talking, I heard when somebody talk about the law, sometimes we have what we call stupid constitution that we need to discuss about it. The stupid constitution is a constitution where constitution will be telling you, okay, if you have in a scenario you have so problem, then the money because the state everybody wait, I want to tell you, we have issue of stupid
Comrade, I
constitution
hope
in
it is
Nigeria.
not our constitution you are calling
That is the way you look at it. You will not
use
call
that
it.
word.
Listen,
Use that word like
to me.
constitution.
Listen to me. When we are talking about a stupid constitution,
All
it does
right,
not
Comrade.
mean we are
Thank you
insulting the
so
entire
much
this world. We are talking
for
about the
your
people.
contribution. We appreciate you for
How
coming
does the
today.
constitution save the people?
But
That the constitution will be telling you
because
the
you're
money
not giving
should
us
go. Listen, listen,
let's
listen.
hear from
You listen to
Comrade
me.
again right
You
now.
allow me
Annette,
to land, not you
Calm
telling me.
down, calm down.
Wait.
Calm
You
down.
wait.
Calm
The
down.
media need to
Uncle,
give space to
calm
everybody to
down.
speak. If the
Uncle, calm
media cannot
down.
give us space to speak the
Uncle, calm
truth,
down. Uncle, calm down.
Calm down.
Uncle, calm down.
Actually, there's a part
Frustration,
of
aggression.
Please,
you can't call
he's
the
listening to
constitution.
us in the background, so maybe you
You
can.
can't call the constitution like a stupid constitution
At all.
or say it is useless.
No.
Moreover, there is a part of the constitution that
That's so
actually backs
unpatriotic.
up Delta State
Mhm.
being a victim and having 100% right to to Ibori'S loot.
There's
a part of the constitution. So if you're insulting the constitution, we are
supposed to
protect you. So
the constitution is there to protect you as a Nigerian. If you don't know about it, you have to read up the constitution and
you have to read it.
Yes, and get your facts right, Comrade. It is your opinion. We appreciate your opinion, but when it goes towards harm or trying to bring down what our nation stands for, we won't take it on this platform. Well, it's Click Naija, and we appreciate you for joining us today for this program on Youth Assembly, Youth's Ideas on how Ibori'S loot should be used. It's a controversial issue, and a lot of people have diverse opinions on how it should be used. But we've gotten some ideas from people, some youths. Mr. Okolieaboh, Araka, who is a certified management consultant, has given us some diverse opinions on what the loot should be used for, even if the federal government decides to retain it. And Annette Eyitayo, Bodea, a business manager in her own capacity, has also given us ideas on how the government should use the monies. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the conversation continues. You can drop your comments on the ideas of how you think that this money should be used. If it should return to the Delta State government, what should they use it for? If it should stay with the federal government, how should they use it? We'd love to hear your opinion. If you have questions, please feel free to answer. We promise you that we'll respond to you at the comment section. But that's the end of the program for today. We'll be back for Youth Assembly on Monday for another interesting edition. My name is Sylvia Isheme, and this show was produced by Hassaf Isa, supervised by Ehi Ohiani. Thank you so much for your time. And like they say, we have this comment from still here, where she said, because this guy wayo for this country is too much. If this money is reluted, it will be continua. I end on that note. I think we have to put a smile on our face. We've tried as Nigerians. Thank you for your time. And please share this video and return and keep listening to us on www.clicknaija.net. And thank you also to everyone who listened to us via MixLR. We are Click Naija, and also on our website, which I just mentioned. Follow us on all of our social media platforms, and we promise you we'll keep you engaged on topical issues concerning Nigeria. Bye for now, and do have a fantastic day.
Be good.
Yeah, be good.
This looks myself. But Delta is suffering a lot.
No, Delta is suffering.
I saw